When you're trying to lose weight, how often should you weigh yourself? And when should you weigh yourself? The answer to these two questions can help you reach your final weight loss goal faster and more efficiently and easier. So, these two questions are really important. Don't underestimate the significance of how these can help you and how knowing the answer to this about weighing yourself can really support your goal to reach a final weight loss. So, let's talk about why you weigh yourself when you're trying to lose weight. One is to get information. You need to know over time, what do I weigh? And two, to get feedback. If you're on a weight loss program, you want to know your weight over time to figure out whether it's working or not. How am I doing on it? Is this helping me? Is this weight loss plan helping me? Or do I need to move on to a different plan? And there are three options that can happen when you weigh yourself. Either you've lost weight from the last time you measured yourself, you've gained weight, or you stayed the same. Now, in most weight loss programs, or in many of them, especially when you meet in person, they'll have you come at the end of a work day and you weigh yourself, and you'll get on the scale in front of a group of people, and they'll say, yay, you lost weight, or no, you gained weight, and there's kind of silence in the room, or you stayed the same, which is not considered a success either. And that usually occurs once a week. That weight taking the weight is once a week. And it's very emotional because it's a big result over the week, and you're made to feel either successful or a failure because of that one weight that's taken. And so, what I want to tell you, first of all, that makes that one weight very emotional. And second of all, it makes the other days feel removed. So, let's say you're taking your weight on Thursday night. Well, on Friday or Saturday or Monday, you're feeling reasonably far removed from that. And so you might not be as accountable. And what often happens is Thursday morning, people wake up and think, oh, I have my weight to take tonight at the meeting. And they'll spend Thursday starving themselves to get a good weight Thursday. And by the time Friday comes around, they're really hungry and they make up for it, whatever they didn't eat on Friday and Saturday. And it's really not healthy to trade days like that. That's one of the problems with only taking the weight occasionally during the week, and especially once a week, because the other days feel so far removed. And the other thing is that it puts a lot of weight, a lot of emotional weight on that particular day, and people tend to act differently on that day. There's no consistency or accountability or feedback the other days of the week, and your weight can vary significantly. The other problem with that is, let's say on that Thursday that week you had a work meeting, and at work they had big sandwiches and desserts and cakes and sweets, and you ate a little bit more that day. Well, you're going to gain more that day than you might have on another day during the week when you didn't eat all of that. So once a week really depends a lot on that particular day, and it ignores what happens on other days during the week. So the answer is, you need data regularly over the week. You need information throughout the week to help guide you and to help support your actions during the week, to help support your work. And the answer is, you really should weigh yourself every day. That's how often. And when should you weigh yourself? First thing in the morning before you've eaten anything. Because once you start eating, it really will vary what you weigh. You want to get the purest weight. And the purest weight is first thing in the morning before you've eaten anything, before you had anything to drink. That's a pure weight. It gives you regular information, and what you need to do and what you can get used to doing when you take your weight every morning first thing is it becomes an objective piece of information, data, to guide you along. Not emotional, like if you do it once or twice a week where you're really stressed. Okay, how did I do this week? Um, it really needs not to be stressful. It needs to be just an action that gives you information. And if you do it daily, it can give you information, keep you on track, and show you trends that you might not have noticed. For example, if you look at your weight during the week and compare it to another week, you might realize, wow, every Wednesday morning I'm a little bit higher. What happens on Tuesdays? And you may realize Tuesdays I'm really stressed and I tend to snack. Or Tuesdays I eat out with a group of people and I'm not really selecting carefully what I eat. Or there are other kind of observations. And when you make observations, you can really make decisions that can help support you on your journey towards your final weight loss goal. If you only weigh yourself once or twice a week, and especially late in the day, it really conceals and hides a lot of what goes on during the week that can really, again, be very helpful to you. So if you weigh yourself daily, it really helps you know throughout the week how you're doing. It doesn't put the pressure on one day. If you do it in the mornings, you get that pure data, not depending on the meal you just had, or what you drank, whether you had tea or coffee, what you just had. Every day becomes important, and every day is important in reaching your goal and staying and maintaining your goal. So when you want to lose weight and you want it to be permanent weight loss, which is what I want for all of the people that come to my groups and the clients who I serve, you want every day to be important. You don't want just one day of the week to be significant, because otherwise you're not going to be able to maintain weight loss. I want weight loss to be permanent for the people I work with, the people who come to me. None of this temporary work where, okay, on a Thursday, you have the meeting Thursday night, so you don't eat a lot. Thursday night, you get a good weight measurement, and then Friday and Saturday, you feel like, well, I don't have to do this for another whole week, and you fall off track. It really is important to be consistent about our decisions about eating. And it doesn't require perfection, but it requires a sense of understanding and accountability, that if we eat something, we know we're accountable for it, and that we stay on track. And the way to stay on track is really to know daily what we're doing to stay on track and to get that feedback. So again, one of the most important sources of feedback of how you're doing on a weight loss plan is to regularly take your weight daily. Again, when you do it daily, it becomes much less emotional than when you do it once a week and you decide for a whole week, oh, I failed, or a whole week, oh, I succeeded, which is really not a realistic reflection of the whole week, because you don't know what happened the rest of the week. So maybe you failed Thursday night because you had a big party during the day, or a big meeting. But on the other days, your weight was better, and you just missed taking the weight. Again, the important aspect of weight loss is consistency, is what you do regularly, and what happens over time. And if you only take your weight once a week or twice a week, and you do it at meetings late in the day, you're not getting a realistic view. But by taking your weight every day, early in the morning, you get a realistic accountability over the week, over time, of whether your weight loss plan is helping you, whether you're getting success, whether you need to make changes, and whether your journey towards your final weight loss goal is moving along over time. So I encourage you to think about doing it daily. Realize that once a week is really hiding and concealing so much information that's useful and important. Let's get that important information. And again, taking your weight is one of many, many strategies that can help you. I always talk about, for people in my group, many strategies that can help you get to your weight loss goal. Taking your weight measurement is one, but please feel free to come weekly to our sessions to learn many, many, many more strategies about diet, about food, about exercise, about stress, and how that adds and takes away from your weight loss success and adds to inflammation in the body, about sleep, about other important factors that are often not considered in weight loss plans. Let's get all the strategies and tips and cues that can help collectively so you can get to your final weight loss goal faster and easier. So, there are two things you can do to help support your weight loss goals. One is come regularly to our sessions. If you're in Facebook, Sunday evening, 7:30 Eastern Time. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, to like the video, hopefully, and definitely to subscribe so you'll know when I come out with new trainings. And you'll get all of those tips and helpful strategies. And the other is, if you would like some help, either some little tips, some small tips, you'd like some support, or you'd like a more detailed weight loss plan, in any of those cases, I will have a number of appointments available on my calendar for complimentary discovery calls to discover how you can be working more successfully to get to your final weight loss goal. So again, I wish you great success along your journey. Let's get all of the tips and strategies working for you. Let's talk soon.